Hello, and welcome to this Northwoods Habitat for Humanity volunteer orientation. My name is Brandon Mustful. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator, and I'll be taking you through the training. First of all, welcome. Thank you for your interest in volunteering with us. We could not do this work without you. We have hundreds of volunteers who give thousands of hours each year. They volunteer in various areas at the restore, at the building site. We have volunteers who serve on committees. They do event planning. We have some specialized volunteers who do things like photography, maybe some administrative work, information technology, and other areas. Um, Overall, we really want your volunteering experience to be enjoyable and fulfilling. And we just want to get you started with this orientation. We're going to go over our history and background, expectations and policies. We're going to talk about safety and then some program specific guidelines. So, to begin with, our mission and vision and principles. Our mission is building simple, decent, affordable homes in partnership with God's people in need in Beltrami and Clearwater counties. So, getting them into simple, decent homes is our mission. Our vision is every Beltrami and Clearwater County resident has a decent, affordable place to call home and the necessary tools to ensure long term financial stability. Some of our guiding principles are that we demonstrate the love of Jesus Christ, we focus on shelter, we advocate for affordable housing, we promote dignity and hope, and we support sustainable and transformational development. A little bit of our history here. Habitat for Humanity International was founded in 1976 by Millard and Linda Fuller, seeking to end poverty housing worldwide. Here in Bemidji in the late 1980s, Pastor Keith at Calvary Lutheran Church expressed his vision that lower income families in the Bemidji area should have a decent place to live. The Bemidji Area Habitat for Humanity, which is now Northwoods Habitat for Humanity, was started in 1990. 60 homes have been completed since then. The presentation shows 61. We're just about to finish home number 61. So we average one or two houses per year with our building program. Our Restore was opened in 2007, and it provides a lot of revenue for our operating expenses so that we can continue to build homes. And then we have our Brush with Kindness program that was started in 2011. And that is a program where we do repairs and restorations for folks that are in need. We've done 84 projects since 2011. Our philosophy here at Habitat, first off, we are an affiliate of Habitat for Humanity International. So we're a part of the international organization. They provide support to us and guidance and also a lot of marketing tools, things like that. We are an ecumenical Christian housing ministry. We focus on housing. We provide services to anyone that's in need, regardless of their religious affiliation. We provide no interest loans to partner families. So, partner families that are building with us, they still have to pay a mortgage, but there is no interest that they have to pay on that. We provide a hand up, not a handout. So, family members do have to put in 300 hours of sweat equity when they're partnering with us and building their home. So that means they have to be on site, putting the work in, doing the painting and putting up, helping with putting up drywall or whatever the task might be. They're there helping throughout the process. We build and renovate homes with volunteer labor and donated materials whenever possible. So we really rely on volunteers like you and on businesses to support our work to keep expenses down. If we had to pay for every piece of the house to go up, it just wouldn't work. Um, Partner families must pay their monthly mortgage. We work with them to make sure their payments don't exceed 30% of their annual income. So we make sure that we keep those payments reasonable so that they can afford to live in their home. And as I kind of mentioned earlier, age, sex, race, nor religion plays a part in the selection of partner families. All right, our physical location is at 1357 Exchange Avenue Southeast in the Industrial Park in Bemidji. So that is where we have our restore and we have our administrative offices here. We're typically open Wednesday through Friday from 10 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 1 for retail sales. We have additional drop off hours on Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for folks to drop off donations of materials and supplies that we can then sell in our restore. You can find us online at habitatbemidji.org. And then build sites and brush with kindness sites will vary. It's typically going to be within the city limits of Bemidji. But if you're a volunteer on one of those projects, obviously we would let you know the exact address. What you can expect as a volunteer with Habitat for Humanity is enjoyment, knowing that your service will help us eliminate poverty housing, an environment of courtesy and respect, interesting and challenging assignments. You'll be given tools and information to be successful. And we do strive to have written job descriptions with clear expectations in there. Some of the volunteer types and opportunities would include working in the office, could be something like answering phones, filling out spreadsheets, sending mailings, things like that. Helping hands, so special events. We have our gala every year, so we definitely need help planning and implementing events like that. Construction, so building and repairing homes. That's obviously a big part of what we do. Restore, you could help as a cashier. You can help process donations when they come in. Custodial, so keeping the building clean. Those are all ways that you can help at the restore. We do have our board of directors, which provides governance and oversight for the organization. So all those folks on our board are volunteers. And then we have various committees like our resource development, family selection, family support, site selection, and finance committees. So we have volunteers that help all those different aspects of running a nonprofit, to keep us going. Some of our general policies when you volunteer. First, you have to complete a volunteer application and sign various waivers. You have to complete this orientation. Attendance and punctuality is very important. This is true in any area, but especially at the build site. Oftentimes, when we get started in the morning, the construction manager is going to go over the specifics for that day, probably give some instruction, some training on what you'll be doing that day. If you arrive late, that really interrupts everything. So if you come late to a build site, you might actually just be asked to leave. Harassment and discrimination will not be tolerated. We do have protocols and policies for reporting anything like that. Drug and alcohol use is prohibited while you're volunteering with us. No smoking at the office or near the build site. I believe it says in our handbook, if you do have to smoke, you just have to be a certain distance away from that site. We may perform a background check and sex offender registry check for all of our volunteers, depending on your position. We ask that you dress appropriately for the job. You can always ask what that might mean for the given volunteer role that you're in. But obviously, if you're on the build site, you want to wear, good shoes, long pants. We'll have safety equipment, things like that. Social media, please use that responsibly. So, as a volunteer for Habitat for Humanity, you do represent our organization, and so we ask that you keep commentary on social media positive. If there are negative comments out there, just let us know about it so that we can manage that. Volunteers are covered by our liability insurance coverage, so hopefully you won't get injured on the job. But if you do, we'll help with covering that. And safety is very important. There are a couple of safety courses that you are also required to take as part of your volunteer orientation, and we will make sure you have access to those. So more on safety. The safety trainings are going to be at the Habitat for Humanity affiliate insurance site. So there's the two main videos are restore safety and loss control for volunteers and volunteering on a Habitat for Humanity job site. There are other trainings that you can view as well. You must send confirmation to us that you have completed that. We at Northwoods Habitat for Humanity do not use the Habitat for Humanity insurance. We do have access to those videos, but we're actually not a member of that particular insurance. So that's why it's important that you send us the confirmation that you've completed those trainings. Volunteer code of conduct. First, if you're going to be doing fundraising, that's great, but please talk to us first and make sure you have consent to be doing that. Obviously, do not disclose confidential information about uh, about a homeowner, about somebody that we're helping out with a brush with kindness or whatever it might be. Um, if you're unsure, then don't share that information. You can always ask us at the office what you can or can't share. Please don't use the Habitat name or emblem or logo for your own personal use or personal gain. As I mentioned earlier, we promote a drug free environment and we promote a stress free work environment. So, if you are having issues with other volunteers or staff, then please follow the grievance procedure, which is outlined in our volunteer handbook. Logging volunteer hours is very important. Um, we do keep track of the total volunteers that we have, the hours that they give, and that helps us obtain grants from Habitat for Humanity International and other agencies. It helps us garner more donations from the community when they see how many people are involved. And it helps us have a better understanding of the effort and energy required to do the work that we're doing. Um, so the methods for logging volunteer hours may change from time to time. So we will make sure that you know exactly how to do that. But the main point in this orientation is that keeping track of those hours is really helpful to us. So some specifics about volunteering at the Restore. Just want to note that we have both retail and warehouse environment with constantly changing inventory and projects. So it can be slow here sometimes, but it can be very fast moving as well. Different products in and out of the Restore on a daily basis. And we get a lot of customers that come through here, have various needs, and so there's just a lot to keep up with at the Restore. We do ask that you wear sturdy shoes, be prepared to be hot or cold. It can get chilly in here sometimes, it can get hot in here sometimes. Maybe in the morning it's chilly, and then you end up moving furniture all afternoon, and you get pretty hot. So you probably want to dress appropriately then for a changing environment. We do recommend that you wear gloves. We do have some extra pairs on site, but if you have your own gloves, that's great. There's a variety of tasks that you might do, including receiving donations, stocking shelves, assisting customers and helping them find the products that they need, keeping the store clean and organized, possibly assembling products, conducting quality checks on items that are donated, and assisting with sales or working the cash register. So we'll provide on the site training for all that stuff as well. Volunteering at the build site. As I mentioned earlier, the site location will vary, but we'll always let you know exactly where you need to be. It's usually going to be outside, so be prepared for the elements. So rain or shine, we got to get the work done. Construction skills or experience are not necessary, but it doesn't hurt to have some of that experience. We'll take whatever you're willing and able to do. We that's what we want, somebody that's willing to learn. So we will provide on the site training. And it's just important that you listen to the construction manager, that you listen to some of the more experienced volunteers, and then you'll learn quickly kind of what needs to be done and how to do it. Be prepared to work as a team. You're often working maybe in pairs with somebody else, so you do have to make sure that you can get along with everybody else on site. As I also mentioned earlier, punctuality is crucial. You may be asked to leave if you show up late at the build site. It helps if you can bring your own tools. We do have tools on site in our Habitat trailer, but sometimes if we've got 10 volunteers and only 3 hammers, then obviously that math doesn't work out. So if you have your own tools, a tool belt with different items, that helps a lot. It helps if you can make a consistent schedule. We'll take anyone that is willing and able to help. But if you can work, every Monday morning, or you can work, Monday through Thursday on, the first and third week of the month, or whatever it is, any kind of consistent schedule that is very helpful. It makes it easier for us to know what to expect. For the build sites, there may be a sign up, so that we know kind of who's going to be there and when. Just pay attention to any instructions you get from us as far as how to sign up for that. So that pretty much covers this orientation. In your welcome email, you've got a volunteer handbook. It's very important that you review that as well. And then you'll be instructed to watch those safety videos and get your application and everything filled out, your waiver. And then you'll be all set, and you can volunteer with us. And we're really excited to have you as part of our organization. Here is some of our organizational contacts. The executive director is Jerry Hickerson. She can be contacted at habitat@paulbunyan.net. Again, my name is Brandon Mustful. I'm the community engagement coordinator, and you can reach me at cechabitat@paulbunyan.net. The main phone number, 218-751-4946. The restore phone, 218-444-6398. So please contact us if you have any questions. So that's the end of the orientation. Thank you again, and we really look forward to working with you.